Hello YouTube, Gimme 10 on Blue Note. This is a two-part Gimme 10. In this first installment here, I'm going to focus on classic Blue Note, and in the second part I will focus on sort of funky, sort of off the beaten track Blue Note. So I hope you enjoy, and I'm going to get started. If you're a jazz fan, or even a casual jazz fan, you could argue that there's not a more culturally significant label than Blue Note. It basically embodies the idea of jazz as a label. Started in 1939 in New York by two guys, Alfred Lion and Max Margolis. Specialized in traditional sort of more straight down the line jazz to start with, and later embraced modern ideas, a new thing, bebop, post bop, hard bop, you name it. And so the 10 records that I've chosen here are basically 10 great Blue Note records. I'm not sure that I'll be able to talk about them at length, but they're all good and everybody should own them. I'll start with John Coltrane. I mean, John Coltrane made Impulse what it is, but he also made records for Blue Note, and Blue Train is a mighty fine example. This is the 75th anniversary reissue. This is a stunning record, and I don't know what else to say really. It's Blue Train. It says it all. Moving on, second record that I've chosen to showcase here is yet another 10 stars classic, Out to Lunch by the great Eric Dolphy, featuring the amazing lineup of Freddie Hubbard on trumpets, Bobby Hutcherson on vibes, Rich Davis on bass, and Anthony Williams on drums. Which, yeah, it's a milestone in, I would say. It's almost free jazz. It's one of the early free jazz records, released in 1964 or thereabouts, 65 perhaps. Great thing about Blue Notes is also the unifying aesthetics. Reed Miles is the man behind the covers, and there is a significant graphic design aspect to Blue Note. Reed Miles wasn't a jazz fan, funnily enough. He worked for Blue Note, but he didn't really like most of the recordings. It's a bit like Robert Crumb designing the Big Brother and Holding Company record. He thought the music was an abomination. He was only into ragtime and blues and country music, and psychedelic rock just horrified him. But I'm going to move on, and yet another great, amazing, smoking record. This is the Rockin Monk, the third Some of the Stuff, with a monster lineup really. Wayne Shorter on sax, Herbie Hancock on piano, Cecil McBee on bass, Anthony Williams on drums. Rockin Monk plays trombone. This is a superb sort of post-bop record, essential really. So that's 3 down, 7 to go. I'll show a CD, I'll just alternate a bit. Here is, I was talking about Herbie Hancock a second ago, so I'll just segue into what I think is probably his best work on Blue Note, Empyrean Isles. with again Freddie Hubbard, again Anthony Williams is on every record. It's almost on every recording that I've shown Anthony Williams, and Ron Carter on bass. Amazing, amazing. Again, a Reed Miles design, recorded in 1964. And this is essential, really. Essential Blue Notes. Next is an aptly named record, The Great Black Fire by Andrew Hill, featuring Joe Henderson, Rich Davis, Roy Haynes. Fantastic, fantastic musicians lineup. Black Fire, well, isn't it just a black fire, this record? It's an amazing, amazing sort of hard bop session. Again, from the same period, 1964, 65. Again, a Reed Miles, a Rudy Van Gelder production, as they all are. Rudy Van Gelder is really the engineer, really. I mean, can you think of a more influential engineer in the history of jazz or music? Simply, I don't think I can think of anybody else. I'll go back into CD territory with a classic double live album, Ornette Coleman at the Golden Circle in Stockholm, Volume 1 and Volume 2. Rudy Van Gelder Special Edition CD. I was talking about Rudy Van Gelder a second ago. A trio made of Ornette Coleman on alto sax, David Isenson on bass, and Charles Moffett on drums. This has got lots of bonus extra alternate takes. Free jazz, avant-garde jazz at its best, led by one of the true originals of free jazz, avant-garde jazz, Mr. Ornette Coleman, who sadly passed away recently. But these are essential Blue Notes, in my opinion, obviously. Continuing, here is an absolute masterpiece. This is a fantastic drummer leading the band, Pete LaRocca, with Basra, with a lineup, killer lineup, Joe Henderson on tenor sax, Steve Kuhn on piano, Steve Swallow on bass, and Mr. Pete LaRocca on drums. I mean, this is probably one of my favorite Blue Notes, full stop. It's just excellent from back to front. It's just really dynamic, really lively. It's genius record. Again, from the same kind of period, the mid-60s, 64, 65, thereabouts. All these records pretty much are. Highly recommended. Basra. CD, again, I mean, this one needs really no introduction. This is Speak No Evil by Wayne Shorter. This is again the Rudy Van Gelder edition. Amazing solo effort by Wayne Shorter. I mean, what a musician. Freddie Hubbard on trumpet, Herbie Hancock on piano, Ron Carter on bass, and Elvin Jones on drums. It's almost like half of the John Coltrane band meets the Bitches Brew crew and makes a record. It's just simply sublime. Speak No Evil. One of the best titles for sure. And I'll finish off with two records that I got in the mail really recently, actually. I spoke about them recently. Bobby Hutcherson, Dialogue. And this is a smoking session led by Mr. Vibes, Bobby Hutcherson. You know, with Sam Rivers on tenor sax, Andrew Hill again, piano, Richard Davis was everywhere, Joe Chambers on drums. Just sublime record. And talking about Sam Rivers with his Fuchsia Swing Song. What a masterpiece. This is his first record, and again, superb lineup. Ancala, Anthony Williams, Jackie Bayard. In fact, what I could have done is segue from one record to the next. I think I could have done. I've gone full circle. Fuchsia Swing Song. So these are 10 classic blue notes. Feel free to respond, obviously. I'm now going to make a video with some off the beaten track blue notes. See you in a sec, VC.